Uh. Let's go. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I got a lack of support, I hope you hear it while you out eating and shopping, spinning and copping. On this holy day, I hope you pay attention. Not to mention that I tried to teach you several times, but you declined. The truth hurts and you never been one for the pain. Water heals, but you never been one for the rain. So much for holy water or baptism. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. Now our relationship is withered, all screwed like Phillips, holding together the fact that I came in the truth and left you back where the heathen at. But I still love you because I came from you. A son must leave and cleave to his wife, that's what I'm doing. Indeed, that thief in the night is coming and proving that the law is still in place. You sleep, but I hope you wake. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I'm more like Maccabees than Dr. King. Ain't about that integration. BG separate is segregation with no hesitation. And I'm for the nation. For your curiosity, I am not in a cult. For your curiosity, I can do what I want. For your curiosity, you can live how you want. For your curiosity, I just hope that you don't. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I know that you were taught different, that's why your thoughts different. But you must walk different. It's 10 a.m. on the Sabbath, I'm just venting.
Should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
I'm everything they claim to be. It's plain to see the way I rock this industry. Rappers, I make them ashamed to be. All these suckers paid the fee. Tap dance for massa, might as well wear a thong and give a lap dance to massa. I'm bringing total disaster, and FEMA won't relieve you. Supposed to love your brother, but you live as a deceiver. Your man fall, you supposed to catch him like a receiver. The grass is high, but I know it's snaking, I can see you. I met the fakest people when I came into this truth. They in sin, but they claim to live more righteous than you. They say if you ain't in they crew, then you ain't in the truth. That's the reason why I'm so low and move the way I do. If the devil tempted Christ, what you think he'll do to you? Lie to you, whisper sweet nothings and make it sound cool. You a fool if you think it's all peaches and cream. And I ain't Sarah Lee, out here living life like a dream. And I ain't Dr. King. You want the truth? I'ma bless you with it. That faith you claim you got, the Most High gon' test you with it. Just ask Abraham, he almost killed his son to prove it. And he ain't blink, hesitate, or think twice to do it. Ask Job, all his possessions, he had to lose it. This that kingdom talk, homie, it's bigger than music. False prophets take the Bible and abuse it. Create their own doctrine. And it's still F the police like I'm from Compton. I know Sandra Bland, feel me? I know Philando and Elijah McClain, feel me? I know Tamir Rice and George Floyd, feel me? Tyree Nichols and Jaheem McMillan, feel me? Mississippi, feel me? Tribal Jew.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me out? I can't hear you though. Hold on. You can hear me. I can't hear you.
There
Let's
we
do
go.
something.
My
Okay,
mic
there
was
we
muted,
go.
but I'm in the
Okay,
building
then.
now.
All right then. All praises, man.
Yeah.
Just before I let all that time we was talking right before the show.
Yep.
Got up to go get me some coffee. I came back. Internet was gone. I tried to build it back up. It wasn't build. I had to shut this laptop down 3 times to get it built back up. I told young Jude, I say I believe somebody is sabotaging. And I say, how can you be on this internet all day and nothing comes showtime? Then all of a sudden, boom, it start flatlining, man. So we gonna pray in the name of the Most High that we be able to get through this thing.
Come on.
We got Jaamel the Trunkrattler in the house. We do.
We got him
do.
in the building,
yeah, he is in the building, and I know that he has made a lot of great sacrifices to be here with us tonight. This is going to be an epic show. This is almost going to, even though this is the last week of the month, this is almost going to be kind of like a regular show. yeah, this is not going to be, an interview, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Ayob is still going to interview Jaamel later. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do that at a
Yeah,
later date.
right. So he is a special guest to the show, and at this particular time, no more delay. We want to welcome Jamal. Is it Jamal? Or is it Jaamel? Jaamel the Trunkrattler in the house. How do you
Mail,
pronounce it, brother?
Mail.
mail.
Jaamel. All right.
Yeah, my brother B.
Indeed.
What's good with y'all, man?
Man,
Man.
we trying to be like you when we grow up.
Exactly. You got the best tan, brother.
Well, I'm telling you, boy.
Oh man.
All praises for that, man. Welcome to
Yeah.
the Talk First podcast, man. Glad to have
Hey.
you on, bro.
For sure,
Glad to
man.
have you
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. On you for a minute. I hate that I didn't get to meet you at the Dripping Sip. I was there the night before, and I had to dip the night of. I had to get back home. But I did see your performance, and my boy Yo tell me that your energy was on max, baby. So yeah. But it's really great to have you here on the show, man. It really is.
Yeah, I appreciate it,
Really
man.
great.
Appreciate y'all.
Tonight we're streaming live on the Saya TV as well. We would like to thank those guys over there for giving us the opportunity for being on there. So we're also live right now on YouTube. And at the end of this show, though, everybody stick around, letting you know now that as we begin to start wrapping it up, if there's any questions for Jaamel from the chat, get your questions together now, and at the end of the show, we'll read them out and we'll let the brother answer them. Would that be all right with you, Jaamel?
Hey, I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
All right, then. I hope you got the talk box on tonight, man. We got some topics to talk about, man. So tonight, you like a third host on the show, brother.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, let's do it. I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Do it.
Yeah. What you got, Ayob? You got anything to run by us before we get started, brother?
Man, it's a lot going on out here in this world, man. I mean, if you're talking sports, the other month, we were talking about Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State, and that is where our guest Jaamel, he resides in the state of Mississippi, born and raised in the state of Mississippi, where Jackson State, the HBCU, primetime Deion Sanders went there as head coach, turned it around 2 years, went to the championship game. We talked on the show the other month about him leaving Jackson State, going to the University of Colorado to coach the Buffaloes. They had a sold out game. I want to say it was 48,000 fans at this so-called spring game in Colorado, which it was like 6-7 feet of snow. Crazy. Spring game in April, about to be May, with all that snow is crazy. They still sold it out. The previous 10 years for the spring game, I want to say a crowd of 4,700. So they're already seeing. Now, here's the caveat, what I want to talk about. After that spring game, last Friday, last Saturday, an unprecedented 18 players entered the transfer portal. 18
to come to Colorado or to leaving?
To leave. And that's all the media has been talking about.
Wow.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on that, because once again, what all the naysayers, what we talked about on the show a couple months ago, all the haters, all the naysayers. Oh, I hope he go there and fail, or he should have stayed at Jackson State, yada yada, boom boom boom. But the consensus, I believe, on our panel, we was like, man, it's a good opportunity. He came to Jackson State, did what he's supposed to do. Now he's at University of Colorado. See if he could turn it around. Had a great spring game. Shedeur Sanders, his son, threw a 98-yard bomb to a receiver that has left the program. So like the number one receiver, along with 17 other players, has left. My question is, do y'all see this as a good thing? Because now it's opening up the floodgates, from what I'm understanding, Um, the 18 players that left, supposedly now it's coming in the news that DM was pretty much going to cut them anyway. They didn't cut the mustard. That is one way to look at it. Another way is some drama was going on in the locker rooms. Some wasn't believing in his system, which is, that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Right.
So how do you guys perceive this ending? Now, there's a couple recruits from one from Florida State, free safety from Florida State, another from, I want to say, Old Dominion, a 6'2", 300-pound defensive tackle, has committed to coming, but that's only 2 opposed to 18 leaving. Where do you guys see this going? What do you think is going to happen, Jaamel? Do you think this is a good thing? You think it's stay at Jackson State? What you think, bro?
So when it comes to Prime leaving Jackson State, you got to look at the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at what he came to Mississippi to do, and did he accomplish it?
Right.
Yeah, he accomplished it.
Right.
Now, when it comes to sports, when it comes to coaching, when it comes to opportunities, the coach is always looking for the next opportunity, especially after he accomplishes what he came to accomplish.
Right.
This man has a son.
Right.
He had 2 sons at Jackson State, right? His first priority is going to be his sons, right?
Right.
He wanted Shedeur Sanders to get that Heisman.
Right.
He fought for Shedeur to get the Heisman.
Good point.
At Jackson State. He got him into the running, but it's only so far Shedeur was going to get when it came to that Heisman at Jackson State.
At Jackson State.
Right?
Good point.
You still coming from an HBCU, and we still dealing with people who don't necessarily like HBCUs when it comes to putting people in that category.
Right. Absolutely.
Everybody should have knew from the jump. All right, Deion Sanders he gonna get out.
Right.
We don't know where he's going, but he gonna get out. He gonna take his son with him.
Right.
That's what he did. Now Colorado's gonna be a bigger stage.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So he's putting his son in a position to where he can be open up to bigger opportunities.
Right.
Now he can be on the stage to where he can get that Heisman Trophy. He can get to a stage to where he can get a national championship at a higher level. And then it's opening the floodgates for more people, right?
Right.
He opened the floodgates for us at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
Now he can open the floodgates for us at a D1
at
school.
A D1 school. Right. Right.
So
yeah. Wow.
That's the thing. He's giving us, people that look like us, opportunities on a higher stage.
Right. That's a great point. And sure, Jaamel was just answering the question, is this a good thing? And he was touching on, that's a great point. I never looked at it in the Heisman aspect, bro.
Yeah.
That's a great, because he was in the talk about getting a Heisman at the HBCU. Now that you've taken your son, you are prime time, and you got your son at a Division I football. If he even remotely played close to how he did the 2 years, he's going to be in the Heisman conversation. That's a great point. I never did think about it from that aspect. What you think, Sher? What you think how this is gonna turn out at the University of Colorado?
I hate I missed what Jaamel said, man. Again, my internet was tripping with me, man. So if I'm in and out, y'all bear with me, okay? I'm not gonna be gone too long, but we gonna work this thing out. But the 18 that left, in my opinion, I'm gonna tell you, I saw a video not long ago. A guy came home early, and he caught his wife cheating, and it was his fiance. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, then it was his fiance, and they was a week off from getting married, right? Wow. And he was hurt. You would expect him to be, he's a week off from marrying this young lady, but do you think that was a bad thing or a good thing? On the outside looking in, that's a terrible thing. But in the long run, he actually won. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
He actually won. So this 18 that left, right? We can look at that. You can, what you say, half full, half empty. You know what I'm saying? Was these 18 already in Colorado before he got there? If so, these were not his guys, right?
Right.
So now that doesn't left room for him to get his people in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know exactly what Jaamel was talking when he was talking about the Heisman, but you got to think you got a celebrity head coach, and his quarterback happens to be his son.
Right.
It could be in that locker room.
Yep.
It could be a lot of hating in that locker room. You dig what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, man. That's a lot of players to leave at one time, but hey, Colorado already seeing the benefits of a Deion being there.
Right. I mean, 48,000 fans sold it out.
Exactly. Can you bring them back in? Exactly. In the snow. You dig what I'm saying? In the snow. So with that being said, you're going to give Deion time to be able to build his program the way that he want to build it. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe when he went there, he told him, this is what it is. And if you don't like it, go ahead and hit the portal.
And that's my view of what's happening now. A lot of those guys that was already there, you know, Deion, he went to HBCU in Jackson State and implemented things like, fellas, no slides to class, no Nike slides, none of that. You're going to wear tennis shoes to boots. So bringing something like the D1 school that they were already accustomed to doing kind of spoiled just because they were there. You know, I'm a Colorado Buffalo. I got a D1 scholarship. I can do what I want. If the coach was a little passive and letting them do that, of course, that's going to permeate. I've been in those locker rooms, and all it take is something like that, and now you got a prime time coming as coach, bringing his son, that could have rubbed a lot of cats that wasn't used to competition, wasn't used to a certain style of leadership, a certain style of coaching. Them dudes are like, all right, I'm going. So yeah, it's a crazy situation, man. You know, I hope the best for Deion, and like Jaamel was saying, you know, a lot of guys may want to go there because he's there. A lot of us that don't want to be in the snow, that don't want to, you know, hey mom, I'm gonna send you to come to the spring game or summer game. Oops, it's snowing. You know what I'm saying? Some parents and some you know, scholarship holders don't want.
You know me, I'm from the South, and I ain't gonna even lie to you. If I had been one of them that went to Colorado because Deion is there, and then you telling me you got this is what's going, I'd have probably left too. I've been like, hey Deion, I love you, but
you see how much snow we about to play in outside? Love you, D.
I ain't cut like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. You ought to go when we get off here. Go on YouTube and research some of the videos of them cleaning off that snow before the game.
Right.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a crazy situation, but we hope for the best, man. We'll see. Yeah, Coach Carter.
Exactly. Coach Carter. Exactly. You know, the one of the greatest things about Deion coaching that I have seen, and I've always been a Deion fan, except when he was in San Francisco, right? But other than that, I was a Deion fan. I just didn't like the colors that he was wearing at the time. But what I'm loving about his coaching style is that Deion is transforming boys into men.
Yeah.
He is giving these young men something that a lot of them never in their life had, which is grown men experiences, and he's teaching them how to be responsible. So, you know, no slides to class. Nobody sitting in the back of the class, everybody sitting up front, you know. Even when they came to Houston, it was right after takeoff, he got killed, right? And they knew they had to come down here to play Southern. He told them, look, man, don't even think about leaving the hotel. Don't even think about leaving. You see, so, and you got to be confident in yourself to be able to lead a group of young college football players like that. Right. Because that's a lot of testosterone. You know what I'm saying? And so for you to be confident enough in yourself that you could come across and demand that type of respect, I would allow my son to play for Deion. Anytime. Exactly.
Yeah, me too, man.
Anytime. That's real talk.
Absolutely.
That's real talk. Well, Jaamel, we know that you just dropped an album, right?
Royal.
Yes, sir.
That joint banging too, man.
That heater, boy.
All praises, man.
How you like me now? Cause I'm real.
Huh?
Yes, that's what.
Yeah.
Gracious, boy. That's what. Hey, look, your pa said it make you want to go buy a Cadillac.
Hey, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What I told you? You remember what I told you when I was bumping it when it dropped that day?
What you talking about?
I said, man, you make me want to go find my Chucks and my Dickies, man.
How you liking that?
Go blow the dust off my Chuck, and crease my Dickies, man.
Yeah, boy, that don't make you want to get in there and just lean back and ride, and nod your head and shake your head. Yeah, everybody just.
Yeah,
man.
said
That
he
whole
gonna
album,
start
man.
crip walking, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I ain't want to say that, but yeah, exactly. And you took it out my mouth.
Right. Yeah, man.
But yeah, man,
the Born Royal, the whole EP, yo, the whole from top to bottom is a masterpiece. It's a work of art, man. So all praises that we have true underground truth artists that's keeping it authentic. You know, we were just talking earlier about mainstream and underground authenticity. So is that, I'm sure, how important is that to you to stay truly authentic to your style? Oh, I think we lost him.
Is that my internet? I don't think that's me.
I don't know. I think we lost him.
I don't think that's me. Because I can still hear a yo good. I think we just lost him right now. There he is. Yeah, he back.
There you go. Can you hear me? Mic check.
I hear you. I can't hear Jaamel. I think his mic muted.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Excuse us all for the technical difficulties.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, boy.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Is your mic unmuted, Jaamel? Can you hear us?
Okay, he dropped out. Maybe he'll.
Okay, well, hopefully he'll come back.
He'll be right back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I want to get his.
Is happening.
Yeah, I know. It is. You know, it's crazy, but I do want to get his take on how it's important to stay authentic to your vibe. And there you go. Okay.
All right.
Yep, I think I heard him.
Okay. Yeah, we go. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Devil ain't playing.
I'm telling you, gotta thump him across the head. But yeah,
Lucy.
I'm telling you, man, Lucy just busy. But yeah, so yeah, that underground. How important is it to you to stay authentic? Is it?
Man, it is. It's very important, man, because I've seen both sides. Right, I've seen both sides of the music industry, from mainstream and underground. And with me, just my style, I couldn't go mainstream if I wanted to. Right. Like everything that I do gotta be authentic. It gotta be real. Like I can't listen to nothing music. I don't care what type of music it is. I can't listen to it if I can hear it and I'm like, yeah, something ain't right with that. Oh, I know him, and what he talking about ain't him.
Right, it's not mentioned.
I know sis, and what sis talking about, that ain't. But yeah, like it got to be 100% authentic. You can't. I don't want nobody to be able to listen to my music and hear something and be like, he lying, or he ain't do that.
Right.
He ain't talking about what he really talking about. He's not living that. Right. So everything got to be authentic.
Awesome. All praise for that. Big con. Wow.
I don't want to ask too many questions because I know a lot of this is gonna come out in the interview. You know, but I'm gonna tell you what a bar that you got, man, that make me chuckle every time, and I believe it's in the Lucy song. If I'm not mistaken, it's talking about them females, and you say my wife is gonna bust you in the head. I say, man, that couldn't be no realer than that. I say, and it's the way you said it, like it's the way you said it, like I've never met your wife, but I pictured myself say, this brother, like, for real, man, my wife gonna bust you in your head.
No games, no. We can't do that. My wife gonna bust your head. The Most High gonna want me dead.
Yeah,
it's the truth. It's right, and it don't. it don't matter like who even spitting that bar or who just talking about that. If you married and you in this truth and you living this truth how you really supposed to be, and you go out there and mess up you want to, wife gonna bust your head.
Facts.
And the most high gonna want you dead.
Yeah, right.
It's facts.
Yeah.
So hey,
wow.
Yeah. That's one of the things I love most about your music is that, you know, is how you articulate every word. You are not running through your bars so fast to the point that a person will have to stop it and rewind it to say, hey, what did he say? As you listening to it, it's almost as if you're getting a sermon out of that song at that particular time. You don't, and none of your songs are like 4, 5. It's like you get right to the point. Boom. This is, you know what I'm saying? And I love every bit of it. You do engineer, master, and everything, right? You the whole package right there, huh?
Whole package, man. Right, mix, master.
You capital and RCA.
Hey,
and distribute.
Man.
Came into it by mistake though, but
wow.
We're gonna have to hear about that in the mistake. Matter of fact, I'm finna stop asking questions.
I know.
We're gonna stop asking questions. Yeah. We just gonna ruin the interview, right? Let's get to this first topic, man. What we got? We got is that how it go, Young Judah, or do we need to go to a music break first? What we got? Okay, first topic, man. Have you been keeping up? I know that's crazy for me to ask. Breonna Taylor. We all remember Breonna Taylor, right?
Yeah.
The young lady who got killed in her house. It was an uninvited search warrant. They actually created the search warrant, man. They didn't even get the search warrant legally. They fabricated the search warrant, ran up in his house, and they killed this young lady. Well, in Carrollton, Kentucky, the former Louisville police officer who fired the fatal shot that killed Breonna Taylor, this guy has a new job, man, in law enforcement. It says a controversial hiring that drew protesters to the rural Kentucky county northeast of the city. The Carroll County Sheriff Office on Saturday confirmed the employment of Miles Cosgrove, who was fired from Louisville Metro Police Department January 2021 for violating use of force procedures and failing to use a body camera during a Taylor's apartment, according to media reports. Now, we always hear that these police departments are saying we're trying to clean up our image and we're trying to put the right people in these forces, right? How are we supposed to believe that you're trying to clean up your image and that you're trying to put the right people on the force when you are going out and you are hiring regurgitated garbage such as Cosgrove, who is a known killer, you know? And I mean, so are we supposed to believe, and this is not a rhetorical question, although it sounds like it is, but you know, are we supposed to believe that you're trying to clean up your images and that you're trying to hire the right people? I mean, what kind of message is Carroll County giving the people by hiring this guy? What's y'all take on that?
I'll jump into it.
Go ahead, bro.
The message is clear. We don't care. That's the message. We don't care. All right. And I spoke about the whole Breonna Taylor situation. I had a YouTube channel some years back, and I was in Fort Worth at the time she got killed. And they banned me from YouTube. But the message is they don't care, and we're gonna keep doing it. That's the message.
Wow.
When we go into somebody's house and we kill that person, we gonna send this person who pulled the trigger on a vacation.
Come on.
And we gonna let him get a job somewhere else.
Come on.
We gonna tell y'all that we fired him, but we send him on a vacation, give him a little protection. We gonna send him somewhere else. Let him get a job. That's how it go. And it's telling everybody. It's telling us across to the four corners of the earth. We don't care about y'all. This a slap in our face.
slap in the face.
They don't care.
Right.
That's the message. Clear as day.
Right. Clear as day. I agree. When I heard the news a couple of days ago, like, I don't, as men, we don't normally get emotional, make decisions out of our emotions. But I thought about her parents, her mother, when I heard that news, and how her mother is still alive in Louisville. Now, say he moved to Minnesota, California, it's still wrong. But you're gonna, in a neighboring city, you give this man a job with the same badge, the same weapon that took. I immediately thought about her mother. And that's when it hit me that this mother is gonna relive whatever healing from that grief she got. She's probably gonna relive that grief all over again. Because it's all over the media. That's all they're talking about. Now you have white and so-called black residents together protesting in that city where he got hired. She's not going to find rest from that. The protests kind of make it worse because, in my eyes, you shouldn't be having a protest. You shouldn't be having a protest, what they call immunity, where the police get hired. I can't remember.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I always forget it too.
Yeah.
It's something immunity.
Something immunity. Diplomatic immunity. Is that it?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. But it's when they get pretty much they don't get banned. They can be rehired anywhere they go. So
because this guy should have been decertified.
Yes.
In all
just like the Memphis cops were.
Yeah, he should have been decertified to the point to where he would not be able to get a job anymore. And it's like you said, this is a neighboring county. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's not like this has happened on the East Coast and he got hired on the West Coast, right? It's like, Jaamel said Fort Worth. I'm from Dallas. That'd be equivalent to this happening in Dallas and then he leaving Dallas and going to get a job in Fort Worth. You dig what I'm saying? That's just right over the freeway, man. And so, and it's crazy. And so, in looking at this, knowing the history of Cosgrove, knowing his history, because this was all over the place, man. They talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. In fact, I don't think that they talking about him getting hired as much as they should. We talk about the power of the media all the time, Ayob, on this show.
Yep.
And so if Carroll County Police Department wanted to hire him, the media have enough power to make that dude get fired.
Absolutely.
If they talked about it enough. If they ran this story enough in a negative light, they would have the power to make the police department have to say, hey, we tried it. We're not going to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? You need to, find you another job. Maybe, Home Depot will hire you or something like that. Or go on the other side of the country, right?
Right.
But knowing the history of this dude, you allowed him to work in your county. How do you think, and this is what I'm going to start calling us from now on out, man. I ain't no more black on this show. How do you think the children of Israel, okay? Right. How do you think the children of Israel feel there in Carroll County about this guy policing them, man? How can the children of Israel feel safe about this guy policing them? They know who this guy is, man.
That's crazy. It's crazy. And I think the term is qualified immunity. I think
that's the word. Qualified immunity. That's it.
They're still qualified, even though the facts made up the search warrant. That ain't something we pull out. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Entered without knocking. That's a fact. They deemed you negligible for her death. That's a fact. Those are facts. But like Jaamel said, he didn't get fired. They gave him, look, here's some 401k. Take administrative leave. Get your plane ticket. Go to Hawaii for a couple months. That's what happened.
That's it.
And then to come back, everything dies down. Like you said, the media can control it. So the media kind of hushed up about it. Right. Not enough negative publicity about it. Here it is, a year or two later, this dude working again in a neighboring
He's
county.
Working again.
But
you got anything to say about this young Judah? Yeah. Yeah, you guys are absolutely right, and this is the thing is that it bothers me, right, when you hear these police chiefs always saying that we're trying to bridge the gap between the department and the community. No, you're not.
No, there's no way.
No, you're not. Stop lying. You're not. Because if you were, you just had an opportunity to keep a bad cop out of them.
Had an opportunity. Yep.
That was an opportunity to keep a known bad cop out of the uniform. Now, this is another thing. I believe, and I want to hear y'all opinion on this as well, right? I believe that every police officer that pulled their gun and fired their gun should have murder cases. Reason being, they made up the warrant. They didn't get the warrant the way the warrants are supposed to get.
That's a fact.
So if you made up the warrant and you went to this house and you did this illegal search, right? She wouldn't be dead if you hadn't created the warrant, which means that every last one could have murder cases. What do y'all feel about that?
All right, go ahead, Jaamel.
So if I was to get off this live right now, I go get off this live and I say, you know what? Such and such owe me money. I need to figure out how I'm gonna go get this money. Well, I know where he lives. I know he get off work at 8:30. So when he get off work at 8:30, I'm pretty sure he gonna go in there, probably jump in the shower. So I'm gonna show up at the house probably around 8:45. I think I'll be able to get in there then. I go in there, I kick in the door without knocking. Buddy end up dead. When I get in front of the judge is gonna say, you know what? You guilty for premeditated
Come on.
murder.
That's exactly.
So if you can go get a warrant that you created, you have already premeditated what you wanted to do before you got there.
Come on.
Right.
It's the same thing. Premeditated murder for everybody who was involved.
Right. I agree, because I do believe, truly, honestly believe they knew they were going to take a life as they were creating that warrant. It's almost like Training Day. When Macy Gray, when he ran up in the, she was like, let me see the warrant.
Right.
He wouldn't let her do it. They searched the house, and when he left, he handed it to her. It was a fish place menu that he had folded up, a blue.
Right.
It's the same. So he already, Alonzo already knew what was going to happen before he went in there. He knew he wasn't going to show her that warrant because it was fake. Same thing. Premeditated murder. I agree. Premeditated. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here in Houston, Texas, this police officer killed this young man that was running away, right? And the DA, they found no charges on him. And the reason why is because they said if he had complied, he wouldn't have got killed. Same thing right here. If they hadn't made up a search warrant, Breonna Taylor wouldn't have got killed. Every last one of them. And this is the wickedness of the system. And when you read our Torah, one of the things that the Most High was so upset with the children of Israel about was unrighteous judgment. There was unrighteous judgment amongst our own people. Now take unrighteous judgment of different nations towards his children. How do you think he feeling about that?
That's gonna be a tough pill to swallow on the day of the Most High.
Man, it's scary.
It's right.
It's scary.
That day is gonna be great and terrible. That's great and terrible.
Hey, it's just what it is. So Miles Cosgrove, that was his name. He was fired for violating use of force, procedures, and failing to use camera during the raid of Taylor's apartment. The reasons why he said he was fired should have been enough for him not to be whether he was decertified or not. You don't follow proper protocol. So therefore, and your history shows this. So therefore, you could be a liability for my force, right? That alone should have been able to keep him from off of the job. But it should also be noted that Miles Cosgrove, he fired 16 rounds into this apartment. After Taylor's front door was breached during a narcotics raid on March 13, 2020, An FBI investigation determined that Cosgrove and Officer Mattingly was the guy that got shot in the ankle when her boyfriend shot back. Right, exactly. Officer Mattingly struck Taylor, a 26-year-old black woman, and that Cosgrove likely fired the fatal shot. Now, I don't know a whole lot. I ain't seen reports. I ain't seen an autopsy, anything like that. But from what they saying, but from how this read, and I could be reading too much into this, but if he probably fired the fatal shot, he probably got a headshot, maybe, right? Or you see what I'm saying? Something that was going to be exactly, and because they could trace where them bullets come from. They know every last one of them bullets. They know every gun that these bullets come from, right? And so it said so it was determined that Cosgrove likely fired the fatal shot. Neither officer was charged by a 2020 state grand jury in Taylor's death, and 2-year investigation by the FBI also cleared Cosgrove and Mattingly of any charges. Unrighteous judgment. And it goes right back to what Jaamel the Trunkrattler said. They make it obvious that they don't care about us. They do not care about us. That's going to be one of our sound bites. Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. Yeah, we going to make that one of our sound.
We don't really care about it.
We gonna make that one our sound bites.
Yeah, man.
Because it's obvious.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
And see, so you did the same thing that I did, Ayob, off the top, which was thought about her mom, right? But the reality is it goes even deeper than that, man, because that's a slap in all of our faces.
Absolutely.
As
indeed.
The community in all of our faces. Let's get to this first song break, man. We got much more to go with Jaamel the Trunkrattler here. We want to thank you for joining us. And let's go ahead and roll it, young Judah.
Real Southside, Southern player, tribe of Judah. No, I'm talking about, all praises to the Most High. Hey, Israel on the rise, Israel coming back, 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 Israel on the rise, Israel coming back. Revelations 3, they gon' worship at our feet. The world's inheritance belongs to the meek. Listen carefully, the words that I speak is prophecy that was given to you and me. I just put it on beats. Amasiak died the black man's death. Part of the reason why that black man wept. It's amazing how that black man kept all of the laws without complaining a bit. Now it's our turn to return the favor. Salt of the earth, we holding all the flavor. They knew we was, but they said we wasn't. So y'all gon' place us back in our land with great substance. I'm talking golden mansions, kings and queens. No more twerking, all we see is spiritual dancing. It's time, now we coming back. This verse nasty, gotta run it back so you can comprehend what I'm spitting as facts. The Teddy Riley rap, creating my own wave. How many ways can I send up praise? Because it's Israel on the rise, Israel coming back, 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 Israel on the rise, Israel coming back.
I done seen miraculous transformations. Heard about caps blowing with no graduation. Really remember hearing congratulations. You ain't nobody unless you're somebody on the pavement. Yeah, clay turned drugs, dealers, pimps. Eating red lobster, bay biscuits, garlic butter, shrimp. I done witnessed king of the hills turning play simps. Same so new at the hip. Yeah, my brothers with the limp. Broad shoulders with the chip. I done seen the street code turn holy in the glimpse. I done seen silver poles no longer paying rent. I done seen the people repent for all the knees they bent. When you got them out the hole, but they in love with the trench. Wanting for their lives, they in love with life sentences. Gather down now, they law about their citizens. Gather round now, stiff necks turn businessmen. Pop your collar, brother, I'm here for it
monologue and I'm proclaiming it bold. Israel is coming back and y'all come stand in the fold. Oh boy, this never gets old. I thought y'all knew it was cold. Been in the belly of the beast, but yeah, we stepping out whole. Gather closer, come look. We got our stuff that y'all took. We had the pawn on your side, but now we made it a rook. It's really chuckles, not chess. The Most High made us the best. And now we telling others finally can say with our chest. We not your niggas no more. Jaamel Ma'akim for sure. We need a chauffeur for our chauffeur. They gon' blow it, oh no. The time is wrapping up fast. The Gentile time, it can't last. We been the last for so long and now the head of the class. Sheesh. Woo. Yeah, now what you know about being on your Moses, reach your people, help to lead them out. That is what we all about, and Christ is gonna stall them out. Yeah, Israel on the rise and coming back, but what y'all talking about?
Israel on the rise, Israel coming back, 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 Israel on the rise, Israel coming back,
Israel coming back. Oh, wow. Sheesh. It's in the book. It's prophesied. It's in the book. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Yes,
Boy,
sir.
listen. Boy, that joint,
Yeah.
that joint right there, boy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Israel coming back. Like, y'all got to go back and listen to the Big Payback by James Brown. If you really listen to it, what he was talking about, and then listen to this song,
Right.
I dig that.
Okay.
Man. Israel
I
coming
got
back.
you.
Like, there is, man, the strings, the horns, just the vibe, man. And y'all three as MCs, man, great choices for that type of track, man.
Right,
Y'all
right.
praise, man. Great choices. No other two MCs to compliment you could have been better, but them two.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah, man.
All praises.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
How long? Who was your influence, Jaamel, in as far as music?
It's a few. When it comes to production, my number one producer is Teddy Riley. After Teddy Riley,
Okay.
it goes to Dr. Dre, and then Manny Fresh. Those are my top three. As far as rappers, I was heavily influenced first by Tupac. Tupac was number one, the influence for me, just for the realness, the authenticity. I think that's where I get mine from. And then just other rappers as a whole that I grew up on, Dungeon Family, Hot Boys, all of the UGKs, everything that came out of Texas. Growing up on East Coast hip hop, to the Jay-Z's, Nas, Busta Rhymes, the South, T.I., man, everybody that came out of Atlanta. But it started with production wise for me, just listening, trying to understand music, put music together from Teddy Riley. And then being heavily influenced by Dr. Dre, the way he put his drums together, and Manny Fresh, the bounce that Manny Fresh had with the South.
Right.
That's what I was influenced by.
I'm not that familiar with Manny Fresh, but Teddy Riley and Dr. Dre are for real two of my top.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell people all the time, and the argument always came with it. Teddy Riley saved R&B. You know what I'm saying? It was on his way out when New Jack Swing came. You know what I'm saying? That New Jack Swing revived R&B. You know, and what Dr. Dre did as far as taking funk. See, funk is my favorite genre. You know, anybody know, man? It's just the arrangements of funk. When you listen to funk, you got everything in funk, and it's like, these dudes had to be on something to come up with this sound with all of this different stuff, just and make it sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Had to be, you know. Yeah, that's
fashion,
for Dr. Dre to
baseline.
take that funk, right? For him to take that funk and put hip hop tracks on top of it, man, and you know you got that, you know what I'm saying? It is just it's just awesome. Yeah, so your music though, man. You know, the older I get, I say this all the time. The older I get, the less tolerance I get for music. And so when I hear music that come through that I can relate to, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's like a drink of cold water. It's just fresh. It's like a drink of cold water. It's just refreshing.
Because you're actually talking about music. That what we just heard is music.
Exactly.
Like it sounded like they were rapping behind an orchestra, a band, a funk band on stage. That's the element that is the real authenticity, not somebody that sounds like they jump in the studio and push the button and manufacture.
Right, push the button and then right.
Yeah,
I was listening to Barry White. I was driving from Dallas to Houston coming back, and I was listening to Barry White, and his whole album that I was listening to was nothing but musicians, live musicians behind them. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell. So, but yeah, man, let's get back to this, man.
Man.
Jaamel, man, hey. Look like, man, you got another calling, not
podcasting, bro.
Say, man,
bringing the heat
right. Dante Wright. We remember Dante Wright. Yeah. Young man. Hey, ain't nobody gonna ever convince me that this lady did not know the difference between her taser and her gun. She been on the force for a long time. She was on the force for a long time, man. And she was even a trainer at the time that she did this. So, and this is the thing too, like I'm left-handed, right? So they have, you know what I'm saying, the taser on the opposite side of your dominant hand. You see what I'm saying? So if she right-handed, there's no way she could have pulled it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, even if you got it confused, you know what hand is dominant. You know your left from your right? So, and you've been in this thing long enough to know. So, but she fatally shot this boy, and they freed this chick from prison. And get the time, 4 a.m. in the morning, because of fear for her safety. Run that clip right quick, young Judy.
A Minnesota police officer who killed Dante Wright was released from jail. Kim Potter claimed that she mistook her firearm for a stun gun during the 2021 traffic stop. The Minnesota Department of Corrections has said that Potter was released after serving 16 months of her 2-year sentence. She will serve the remainder on supervised release.
Boy, all I can say is her before jail and after jail picture look like she lost a whole woman.
Saved.
Somebody
not a whole woman.
Somebody took some clippers and shaved the whole woman. Dang, well, her neck, she got a big head, little body, Bebo line, got no head, and she got the body. Well, well, boy,
not a whole woman. That's
a whole woman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe they felt sorry. Maybe that's why they let her out early. I don't know, man. But this go back to this last story's had, right? And it go right back to what Jaamel just said on the first one, man, that they don't care. But they couldn't even let this lady stay in a whole 2 years.
Whole 2 years. They didn't even
Yeah,
she did what? 13 months? 14 months, something like that?
Something like that, man. 16
months.
16 months.
Oh, man.
How is that even plausible, dude?
And you got dudes just now getting out of 25, 30, 39, 40 year sentences for stealing something at a store, and they didn't do it. I've seen that's happened to black males, Israelite males, for the last 2 years. How many countless times have you seen that? They supposedly robbed the store, DNA got mixed up. They spent 30 years in jail. No gun was ever retrieved. but they said they fit the description of somebody that looked like they were holding a gun, and they got 30 years in jail, conviction overturned. City gave them a couple $1 million, but this chick said she mistaken her taser for the gun and did 16 months.
Did 16 months, man. They're gonna do the rest of it on supervised release. On supervised release, and they let out 4 o'clock in the morning. To protect her, right? So that right there alone lets you know that they was wrong for what it was that they was doing.
Right. Absolutely. Totally agree. Totally.
That lets you know that they was wrong for what it was that they was doing. It said, based on the intelligence we gathered, we released Miss Potter at a time we felt was safest for her and everyone at the correctional facility. Andy Skoogman, or spokesperson for the correction department, said. So when I look at this is how I look at this. She had been on the force, I don't have it here in front of me. She was on the force a long time. She was 50 years old. She had been on the force a long time, long enough that she had became a trainer. I forgot what it was. She was actually training at the time she killed Dante. The way I look at this, they only gave her 2 years for the incident, which is not enough time to begin with. That was not a win for nobody whatsoever but for her. That was the only person that won in that. And then she only did 16 months. The way I look at this is that the whole system was saying, look, you done spent enough time locked up for killing this nigga. That's the only way that I look at that. How do y'all look at that?
The same, because you got to look back at the history of the prison system. Why did it start? Why did the prison system start? The prison system was only made for a certain group of people. And that was to make sure that we caught the slaves who we said was set free. So when they out there homeless, we need to put them in jail. That's what it's created for. So when did we start arresting police and putting police in the prisons that we created for slaves? Something ain't right. So why would we let the police sit in jail for killing the people that we supposed to be putting in the jail system anyway? Why would we let these people sit in when we need to make more space for them? When we got a whole system around this. We can't have that. We can't have you sitting in here. We need to get you out. It's been 16 months. You still gonna be eligible to come back in and get your retirement. You know, it ain't been 2 years yet, so you can still come back in.
Thank you.
Everything starts.
I'm glad you brought that up because I that gun show was gonna bring that up. Exactly, man. You know they protected it for, man.
Right.
And you're still gonna be the same when you get out. Everything gonna be good. You be able to retire. Boom. That's it.
Mic drop. They don't care, man. They don't really care about us. Yeah, man. I agree. You brought up something good, Jaamel. You said the slave patrol, and we may have to do a show about this soon. But one of the first things that the slave patrol did as free slaves was they made a law where no more than 2 or 3 of us could gather on the street, just having a conversation. I forget what it was called.
Loitering.
Loitering. That's where loitering comes
from. I'm from Texas, man. It's loitering.
Right.
I'm from Dallas and that, but
we got a loitering. We're gonna call it loitering on the day show. But when they were loitering, that's where that term comes from.
Now I think you're being funny. No, I'm just messing with you.
I wouldn't be like that, big guy. but loitering or loitering, that was not allowed. We could not say, because we were released with no cash, no food. They just released us. So you mean if somebody got something to eat, me and my uncle can't go across the street and stand on the yard and say, "Hey, what y'all got to eat?" We get arrested.
Right. You get arrested.
And thrown in jail.
Yeah.
What in the what's going on? So, like you said, Jaamel, to this day, why would they allow for the foundation of it is to lock a certain demographic of people up? Why would we allow y'all to be deemed innocent and make her guilty when she's on the police and let her get locked up when it was truly made? The foundation was for them to lock you guys up. That's the question. That's it. It wouldn't make sense.
I think the only reason they gave her time because they knew if they didn't at that particular time, they'd have tore up the city.
They'd have turned that city upside down.
They'd have tore up the city. And that's the thing with us as a people, right? Is that we'll be so outraged at the beginning of something, but over a period of time, we'll forget about it, like with this Breonna Taylor situation, right? That same energy that we had when they killed her, we should have that same energy as a people right now with them rehiring this police officer, man. We should have that same energy. This is why the system this is one of the reasons. This is not why. This is one of the reasons. One of the reasons they don't take us serious. Too educated. We too easy to be appeased, man.
Right.
You know.
That's it. Too easy. Right.
Too easy, man.
If we'll start a protest and I don't know, George Soros or somebody from behind the scenes will throw us a couple $1 million to hush.
Right.
And we good.
We good.
It's that whole hope aspect. Y'all remember the speech that Obama gave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Obama coming in office.
Yes.
Obama said, "I'm here to give y'all hope."
Hope.
Right. Every time something happens to one of us and we see something happen, not guilty. But then one person come along, you're guilty. Every time they do that, it gives black people a little bit of hope. Right? They say, something about to change, right? They done arrested this person, throw them in jail. Something about to change. Time go on, we forget about it. Once we forget about it, they slide them on out the back door.
That's it.
And it's like, hold up.
That's it.
We got bamboozled again. Then it start happening again.
Cycles.
Not guilty. Somebody else come along, guilty. We get a little bit of hope again.
That's it.
Time go on, we forget about it. They slide them out the back door.
You know how I know Jaamel is right? All my life I've talked to old people. I love talking to old people, man.
Yeah, man.
You learn from the elders, right? Yeah. And what Jaamel is saying, this is how the older generation feel right now. Go talk to an older generation person right now, man. They'll tell you that things are going to get better. They always say, they be 70 years old and they still be saying it's going to get better.
Yep.
Because who do they put their trust in? They better go read the prophet Isaiah and Jeremiah. Hey, the Most High was hot at Israel. Why? Because we put our trust in you.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with this system.
Yep.
They putting their trust in the system.
Yep.
Goes back to what Jaamel and you, Ayob, was saying earlier. How is it that we are going to trust a system that was designed to keep a knee in our neck?
Yes.
The whole word officer comes from overseer.
Come on. That's exactly where it comes from.
So we put one of our overseers in jail for killing one of the slaves. Where they do that at?
Right.
Now, I don't believe that she'll ever be able to become a police officer again. I almost guarantee you that she gonna get her retirement. I can guarantee you she gonna get her retirement.
Oh yeah. And them 401ks be, I mean, she right now for that many years she might got $1 million or more stats for the 401k.
Yes, exactly. I know police officers that have retired from Dallas from DPD. I know DPD police officers that retired from Dallas that retired millionaires.
Man, boy, that's
So she ain't lost nothing. It's the same as that young cop. That young cop that killed that dude in Dallas at Southside living thing, man. You know? Same thing. The only reason she got it the way that she got it is the same reason that cop in San Antonio got it the way that he got it. She wasn't on the force long enough, man. The longer they on the force, the more they invested in them. If you ain't been on the force that long, they not that invested in you. They can turn their back on you quicker. Like a union. If you part of a union, you know how hard it is to get fired off a job if you bought into a union? They can't fire you. You got to get your own self fired.
Right.
Yep.
So once again, they doing the exact same thing to all the children of Israel. Hey, we gave what did Jaamel say? We gave you hope. We locked her up.
Right.
But we gonna slide out the back door at 4 a.m. while everybody sleep.
While everybody sleep.
And the media ought to be ashamed of themselves because they come tattling. That's what the media do. They go tattle to get all of us all rattled up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. That's what they do. That's what the media is a body member, the arms and the legs of white supremacy. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Especially nowadays. Because all of us are at the age where there used to be real media, where journalists were able to do real investigative journalism. Now, man, look, you can find an article in AP and you can find that exact same article in Newsbreak.
Yep.
And you can find that exact same article in Yahoo. Yep. So what I'm saying is that journalists might not even be writing these articles. They might be being written by Chat GPT or whatever that AI stuff is.
Chat GPT. Yep.
You see?
Yep. Sad, honest truth, man.
And the news media, man, the anchor people, dude, what they saying in Charlotte, North Carolina, they saying in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
And they saying the exact same thing.
Right.
So they not giving news, they reading scripts.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a script.
Man,
they reading scripts.
The sooner we realize that we are all characters in a video game, everybody will understand, man. We are characters in a video game. Back with the controller.
Right. That's it. Good con. What's the movie with Jim Carrey? The Truman Show? Where
Oxify say that's where I live at right now. He say you in the
Truman Show.
You're in Houston, yeah.
Right. But it was crazy. He didn't know his whole life was being filmed and there was a live audience and cameras following him the whole time.
Every time.
Until at the end of the show, he came at the end of the movie when he popped out and seen the audience and the cameras popped out. It was like, what is going on? So yeah, PSYOP. It's a big PSYOP, a big video game that the players that never want to be seen, that's got all the money, they're the ones behind controlling the scenes. But second, that Ez just talks about, at some point the Most High said he's not gonna hold his tongue any longer.
He's not, man. He's not.
He's gonna start speaking, and he created everything with speech. So if I seen a verse that told me that he is not gonna hold the exact thing, the tongue in the mouth, how he created the world, he gonna start speaking after all of this is transpired and prophesied. Like I said, it's gonna be a hard pill to swallow for them folks, boy. Everything in the dark is gonna have to come to light, and they're gonna be judged for it.
Yeah. One of the things I remember, this lesson I was giving my family one time, and I was taught the Most High standing up, and I was trying to paint the picture to them because we know that Abba is a king, right? And kings sit in their thrones. You a man, Ayob. You a man, Jaamel. And I'm sure y'all got chairs in y'all house that's y'all chair. You dig what I'm saying? That's your chair, I happen to have two, one in the house and one in the garage. And my kids get mad at me when I come. I tell them, hey, let me sit down, right? Hey, that's my chair. As a king, he sits in his throne. And a king should not have to move for nothing.
Right.
That's why he sent his ministering angels. He send them, go do this, go do that. And he sit there. One of these days, Abba's going to stand up. And when Abba is, and think about your parent, what your mama told? I know y'all got black mamas and daddies. I know y'all mama told, don't make me get up.
Don't make me get up off this job.
Don't make me get up.
Don't make me.
Do not make me get up.
Boy. True. Come.
Every time they be doing all of this BS that they be doing in this world, poking and we gonna let men that identify as women go in women bathrooms, and we gonna let drag queens go to school and read to the kids, and all of this stuff that they doing, all they doing, man, right now the Most High sitting in his throne, tapping his feet.
Yep.
And when I found out he was a black man, I could just start imagining what he was looking like when he was tapping his.
That white beard. That white beard sitting up there tapping his feet.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, hey.
Boy.
And we know he got some anger, right? We ain't got to tell the stories.
Right.
We know he got anger.
Yep.
When he stand up. When he stand up, man, that's all I got to say, because, what they doing it to his children. That's who they doing it to. And we had the conversation right before the show, man. I will move mountains to protect mine.
Yes.
I don't care how bad they is. I don't care what they did. Let me deal with mine. And that's where the Most High is. Look, I did put them out of the land, right? Because they were disobedient. I did turn them over to you, right? But you going too far. You going above and beyond what it is that it's supposed to. I'm coming to get mine.
Right.
And when I come get mine, whatever happened,
boy, that's why I say that's gonna be.
But I'm gonna separate the wheat and the tares.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
I'm separating the wheat and the tares. All of the wheat gonna be okay.
But them tares gonna burn.
Look here, man.
It's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. I'm telling you, boy.
Look here, man.
You know how Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and them on the cartoon where they be trying to swallow food?
Yes.
And they won't go there.
And you know what's crazy is that these idiots know this, man.
Oh, they know.
That's what be blowing my mind, and I always refer back to Jubilees with Pharaoh, right? Mm-hmm. And they tell you that Mastema was controlling him. Mm-hmm. You remember we had this, we talked about this on one of the shows, That was not so much Pharaoh, that was Mastema that was controlling him. That let you know that these idiots are being controlled by gods.
Yep, Ruachs, gods, spirits, absolutely.
This has nothing to do with you and I. We flesh and blood. That's why Paul said our warfare is not flesh and blood. We got to get beyond what it is that we can see and understand the spiritual world, man.
Yep.
Understand this homosexual agenda in the world is bigger than what we can see.
Right. Right. I mean, just tonight, we were talking just like this for 20-25 minutes. Soon as the show started. That's what wrestling is. That's a wrestle. That's a tussle. Evil forces trying to stop the edification of the Most High.
Exactly.
But then, as you can see, we prevail. The Most High prevails, of course. But you don't. I know. I don't want to get ahead, but I'll praise to the Most High. He's good. Well,
let's get that music break, young Judah. Already.
Come and dine, piece of chain, fold, shine the grills. How you like me now? Cause I'm real. How you like me now? Cause I'm real. How you like me now? Cause I'm real. Come and dine, piece of chain, fold, shine the grills. How you like me now? Cause I'm real. How you like me now? Cause I'm real.
Matthew 5:16, so shine before men. And I'm obedient, this light I can't hold it within. and I repent so I can write my sins. I keep the law because I love the Most High, and our connection stronger than a shot of gin. So I shine for my father, Cuban links for the gold that they stole. I speak truth for every lie that they told. Print is hanging, book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Eating heathen, scrape the plate like I never ate. Cooking demons like a sous chef. Boil them down till there's nothing left. Swallow the scrolls to freshen my breath. A brew that know the truth, there ain't nothing scary. Yeah, I still let my soul glow after coming to America. Family don't like me, they talk about me, I'm still shining. Ain't reached the peak of my potential, so I'm still climbing. I'm on the road to righteousness, so Satan get behind me. On the Sabbath in the scriptures is where you find me. Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine. Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine.
Gotta let my light shine and live set apart. Grabbed it back into the vine, gotta catch the art. Don't have too much time, so I gave him my heart. Age coming to an end and a new one about to start. If you ain't walking in the light, tell me what will be your end. If you ain't keeping commands, Hasatan is your friend. If you are a friend of this world, you an enemy of y'all. You gon' live how you want and still make it not. If you don't back away from sin, follow the Messiah, yo, home eternally gonna be the lake of fire, cause sin's breaking of the law. If you didn't know, go read 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. You must also have the Ruach to guide you in the truth the most. I must plant the seed so you to bear the fruit. Lift up your voice like a trumpet, get your grind on. Tell others their sins and get your shine on.
Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine. Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine.
Let it shine for all men. Glorify the Father. Let it shine before all men.
Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine. Shine light everywhere that you go. Shine light till you can't no more. If you a light, homie, shine on. You a light, Ox, shine on. You a light, sis, shine.
How you like me now, cause I'm real. How you like me now, cause I'm real. How you like me now, cause I'm real. Coming down, piece of chain, phone, shiny grill. How you like me now, cause I'm real.
Ooh, man. How you like me now, cause I'm real.
It's nasty, man.
Man, listen, so y'all, a quick story. So the part cooking demons like a sous chef. Boil them down till there's nothing left. Swallow scrolls just to freshen my breath. Man, I didn't make it past that part like 3 or 4 times. I started the song, get to that part, I just stopped it. First time I had, I just stopped it. And I just sat there. And I was like, man, okay, what this? So I took it back, started it again. Got to that part again, stopped it, just sat there. I ain't even want to hear no more. I was like, man, what's going on?
It get like that.
But yeah, man, like when I first heard that record, I was like, okay, this is going to be a special. And I just, when I heard you, the way you were coming on that soulful track and the vibe of the track, I immediately heard David Ruffin and the Temptations. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, man. But then, like I said, I couldn't get past cooking demons like a sous chef, boil them down to
Right.
Swallow the skulls to the freshen my breath. I couldn't get past that. 4 times I would stop it. But
Yeah.
I got through the song and I was like, man, so yeah, appreciate that record, man. And you know, the Matthew 5:16 being the light, the message, the soulfulness of the song. You and Hondo as MCs just really put that Mississippi Southern funk playlistic Cadillac music with the Most High's vibe on it, man. So true authenticity and actually like something like that, like at the time, a crazy story, the Most High's grand, and my wife can attest, at the time I was going through like a writer's block. And that is what sparked. Like soon as I heard it, I just started. It was easy to write to. And that's what got me back in the groove. So man, all praises for you, bro. Just dope all
praises.
All praises, man. Appreciate you, man. All praises. I remember when I sent
Ministering in different ways.
I told you, yeah. He texted me,
man,
like, I'm gonna send you something. I sent it back, was like, boy, I'm about to.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, real talk, you one of the people you said influenced you was everything that came out of Texas. Well, with me being a Texas boy, North Texas, but that South Texas music, man, was heavy influence on me. And I owned 2 Cadillacs before I got married. I ain't owned now since I've been married, but I owned before I got married, man. It's and hey, every time I hear your music, like you from the South, you know how we grew. You from the South too, Ayob. You know, we just got this. We got this, you know, this laid backness about us, right? And so when my wife even talk about, she said, boy, you get in the car. She said, you drive like an old man. I don't be driving like no old man. I just be cruising. You dig what I say? I'm just cruising. And I will have my elbow out the window. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so your music, when I listen to it, the way you put it together, it's nostalgic. I just learned that word, so I'm saying it a lot here lately. It's nostalgic.
Hey, the word say we got to become like a child, man.
Exactly. It takes me back every time. Yeah. So all praises to you, Jaamel, for real, man. Yeah, real talk. Well, you being from Mississippi, brother, we talked about this on the show. And this is some of the things that we talked about. Run that video clip, man. We want to know what your thoughts were with this and what was being said in Mississippi during this time about this trip. Run that there. Because it's new, right? They just found this young man and it hadn't been talked about. A black man by the name of Rasheem Carter. He was decapitated, man. And it says after he said that he was being chased by white men, but the police say that there is no foul play. He's decapitated, but the police say that there is no foul play. It says 4 months have passed since Rasheem Carter remains were found in a wooded area in Mississippi, despite the black man's alleged fear for his life at the hands of a group of white men. His family are no closer to getting any answers over the death.
No foul play.
Yeah.
Now, here in Texas, they didn't even talk about that at all. That was a story that I stumbled across in my news feed. To this day, they ain't talked about it, right? I know locally. Now, I know it's the state of Mississippi, and I'm not all that up on the, you know, the parts of Mississippi, and I don't know if this is in the area where you were from, or if they even talked about it where you were at there in Mississippi. But if so, what was the temperature? What was the temperature of the people?
So, with this incident here, just like you didn't hear about it, we ain't hear about it.
Really?
So
what?
We didn't hear about it till later.
Wow.
Like when everybody else started catching wind, we caught wind. So this is the thing about Mississippi. A lot of stuff don't come out of Mississippi. When you just hear the name Mississippi, you're like, okay, Mississippi. We get things last, and what comes out of Mississippi is last, right? So Mississippi they do a great job of hiding because Mississippi's already hiding in itself.
Come on, man.
So they do a great job of hiding the stuff. So when it comes to the light, we like, this happened when that happened. And it's done been months ago when it happened. Wow. So when it came to the light, everybody here in Mississippi was like, oh, again? This is what we doing again? Wow. Another black dude killed and got his head chopped off, all this, all that again. Y'all gonna hide it again?
Hiding it.
And now it's coming out now. Really? And of course, no foul play. Really? Again? Like we could just gonna keep reliving Emmett Till over and over and over and over again. Wow. And it's the same situation. Emmett Till was hid. Right. Every murder that happens like this in Mississippi is hidden. Hidden. Yep. Until somebody out of state catches wind of it. Yep. And then everybody else catches wind of it.
So if it wasn't for whistleblowers,
you wouldn't have heard about it.
We wouldn't know nothing about Mississippi.
No.
Yeah, I mean, me and the family just watched Mississippi Burning, and that was another case. Some kids went missing. They had to get FBI from out of state because, like you said, the people in Mississippi had covered it up. Nobody was saying anything. Nobody saw anything. I'm just like, now, how does a man get beheaded and dismembered? Mother says the last time I talked to him, he said police were chasing some white men were chasing him, and it goes untouched. It ain't like he got shot with a bullet, and this man was decapitated and dismembered.
This story is a mirror image of Mississippi Burning.
Right.
I'm convinced.
Yep.
So he talked to his mom. He told his mom, okay, so I'm going to backtrack if I can remember the story correctly. He was a restaurant owner, but because of COVID, he had to close his restaurant down and find a job. And he found a job there where he was working at. And he called his mom and told him, hey, if anything happened to me, these are the people that do it. They got it out for me. He was on his way home. He talked to his mom. His mama told him to pull over at the police station. That was the last time she talked to him. 4 months later, 30, 60, 90, 120 days later, his body is found. You're not going to tell me that they did not know where that boy's body was at. The reason I say it's a mirror image of Mississippi Burning because the sheriff was Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
Judge was Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
The deputies in the town in Mississippi was Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
Therefore, they had to get the feds down there to investigate the legal system in Mississippi burning because all of the stuff that was happening in Mississippi, like Jaamel the Trunkrattler just said, it was being hid. Why? Because the important people was the people that was behind all of the evil and the wickedness that was happening in Mississippi against the children of Israel. You are not going to convince me that police of that town in Mississippi didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of this boy.
Right.
I don't believe he was supposed to have been found.
Right. He wasn't. Agree. Agree.
He wasn't.
Yep.
And the Klan is much alive. Mississippi. The Klan is still alive. Sign up. Membership. Go to the website. Sign up for the Klan. That's how much they alive in Mississippi.
Where is it at? Is it Obadiah that say, woe to them that build the city upon blood?
Blood.
Is that Obadiah?
I think it is Obadiah. Yeah.
See if you can find that, young Judah. And that's exactly what these people have done, man. Look, I tell people all the time, I don't trust the Negro who say that racism is not bad in this place, right? I don't trust that Negro. Well, I could be sitting up chopping it up with you and then you say something dumb like that, I ain't got no more conversation with you.
Right.
We are not supposed to be here, man.
Right.
We're only here because of disobedience.
Right.
And so for those who say, hey, we gonna figure out how to become comfortable over here, no, you wrong, because it was never meant for us to be comfortable over here. Never meant for us to be. What was meant for us to is to find our way back. That's why the Most High said, look, I'm going to give them strong delusions. Christianity, strong delusion. White Jesus, strong delusion. But he also sent his Ruach to do what? To wake us up. So as we waking up, we also wake up to the point of what? We got enemies.
Yeah. True.
We got real, as that dude, and I want to talk about this dude too on one of our shows. His name is Sifu. He do TikToks, man. This is some of the problems with Israel, man, is that these retarded videos and stuff that we be watching, right? And it's this one dude, I think he's in Chicago, they call him Sifu, but one of the things that he always say is, I got real ops out here. We got real ops out here.
Got real ops.
But the problem is that we don't look at our ops as ops.
Yeah.
We want to be friendly with them.
Friendly with them. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We want to be friendly with them.
Right.
We want them to accept us. How do a hyena look by gathering all of his other hyenas relatives and be like, hey, we need to get the lions to like us.
Right.
You know?
Right. A hyena doing that is self-destruction.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, wouldn't it be great if our little young hyenas can start dating young lions and they can all sit around and they can eat from the same deer from the inside? No, it don't work like that.
It'd be self-destruction.
Total wipeout, man.
Total wipeout.
Total wipeout.
And so why do we? So that's a great question. If a hyena, if a giraffe know better, what is it integration? Us wanting to be with them that's got us now stuck where we can't separate? Is that it? Like, what is it?
Did you find it?
Great analogy. Because the hyena would be like, man, I ain't fooling with them lions. Not only are they bigger, not only are they faster, but guess what? He is the king of the jungle.
Exactly.
So anybody may come to his aid.
Exactly.
The man is deemed the most popular. So anybody would team up with him to get power, prosperity, and fame and fortune to go against us. And that's what happens. But we still want to be clean to him. What is?
It's because of this lifestyle, man. It's the lifestyle that people are chasing. So when you look at the animals, what are the animals' lifestyle? They not wearing Gucci.
Come on.
They not wearing Gucci.
Come on.
Right.
They not trying to buy mansions and fancy cars. That's us. And who we gotta go get it from?
Right. So exactly.
I gotta get in with them. I gotta them like me. I need to get some of that. You know, that's where it all boils down. If
but
we didn't
you know the flip of what you just said though, I'm sorry, Jaamel. My bad. Go ahead and finish your statement, man. My bad.
No, I'm saying we didn't have that.
Oh, yeah.
If we didn't have that lifestyle. If we live how the animals live, it's a
the flipper. Is he still with us?
I think he might have dropped out for a second. Yeah, I think he closed up.
Okay, we'll get him back.
There
he is. You know, the flip of what you guys were saying is that because they know who we are, and this is something that I'm teaching my family right? And all praises to the Most High for showing me this. Because they know who we are, this is one of the reasons why they are doing their best to keep us immobile, right?
Mobilized.
Because one says, the Most High said, let's create man in our image. He said, let us create man in our image, right? And we could go through that script, Deuteronomy 28, you know what I'm saying? We could just go through the script and we could see that we are the apple of the Most High's eye. And we are created in his image. Now, the biggest lie ever told was that we all the same. We not all the same, right? You got house cats, you got lions, you got eagles, you got pigeons, you got Rottweilers, and you got Chihuahuas, right? We're not all the same. And because they know who we are, and because they know that we are made in the image of the Most High, they know that we are the closest thing in earth to the Most High. And they know that if I don't slow them down, or if I don't get in their head, or if I don't bring them down to our level, they'll never be able to control us. We will be a problem to them. Listen how Hamashiach talk about us. He say that we are what? The salt of the earth. He say, you are the light of the world. And they know that. And so one of the things that I was teaching my family is that good and evil are the exact same thing, just on opposite sides of the table. Just like a chessboard, right? You got white pieces, you got black pieces. So evil is like, look, if I could get Judah to sin, I know that I can influence the whole world through Judah, because how Judah go, everybody. And then when you read the Most High's word, he says what? You are my servant. Talking to Jacob. Judah, talking to us. You are my servant. Why? Because he know that if I can get you to keep my laws, my statutes, my commandments, and keep my covenant, we could get the whole world to do what? Keep my laws, my statutes, and my covenant.
That's it. That's it. True that.
They know who we are. And they know that, hey, you cannot contain a king. The only way to contain a king is what? Make him forget he's a king.
That's it. That's it.
And that's exactly what they done to us. How? By giving us this white man's religion. That all they talk about in church is what? Love in Jesus. Love your neighbor. But when you go to the script, you come to find out that your neighbor is your brother.
True that. Come.
They look like you. See?
Yep.
They have destroyed us here, man. That's why that Jeremiah 17:4 is so prevalent. Young Judah, pull that scripture up, man. It's a backup. It wasn't Obadiah.
Okay.
It was it was a backup. Yeah. And this is this whole countryside over here, man. Woe to him that builded a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. That's this whole place over here, man. This is why this place is going to burn with what? Fervent heat.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Because the entire place has been built with blood. And everywhere that they have went, everywhere that they have been, it's been built with blood. It has been built with blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Man.
So Mississippi didn't even talk about the death of this young man.
I just knew when we asked about that, I just knew in my chamber of hearts that Jaamel was about like, yeah, we heard about it. And this, like, no, that's wild. That locally, they didn't even run that. That's wild, yo. That's true evil, like, for real. Like,
Yeah.
because, why wouldn't you inform the people? That's how you know. See, like I said, they always slip up. That's how you know it ain't a serial killer just randomly doing stuff. That's how you know it's them. They get quiet about it. I told you the media always slip up, man. They always make a mistake. And that's the mistake. Because if it was a serial killer that just randomly happened, you would be, trust me, they would be running that story, informing the people. Stay in your houses, arm up. Right. That's wild, man.
We did a Beyond Critical Race Theory on the Devil's Punch Bowl. Is that something that the locals know about there in Mississippi? Do they even know that place exists in Mississippi? Is that something that the elders talk about?
Yeah, it gets to, once you get to a certain generation, they don't know. But like my generation and past generations, we know about it. All right, the Devil's Punch Bowl. And like I said, it got to a point. I was in high school my freshman year. This was 2002. Playing basketball, state championship. The Final Four game, we played Natchez. Played Natchez in the Final Four. Wow. We beat Natchez. All right. And this wasn't even in Natchez. This was in Jackson at the State Coliseum. We beat Natchez in the Final Four. And after that game, when I tell you we had to hightail it up out of there. We had to hightail it up out of there because them folks was pissed that we beat them. And we was like, all right, we might be the next victims of the Punch Bowl.
Right.
Time to the button. Never
That's
had
crazy.
Never had that thought or that feeling in any other basketball game. But that it was a different feeling.
And
that's a spirit, man. It's a spirit in Mississippi, man. That's crazy, man.
Man, 2002 freshman year in high school, not 1932.
Right,
but
right.
2002, man, y'all was 16 years. Y'all was kids.
Yeah.
And I have to hightail it to the bus, man. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
And
that's the problem.
We wasn't even in Natchez. We was
right. I was.
Right.
That's the issue, man.
Y'all was on a neutral. Y'all was at a neutral site.
Y'all
was at a neutral site. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Those in the chat, get your questions together. We about to go to another song break. You got any questions? Drop them in the chat. Young Judah will read them out. Jaamel the Trunkrattler will answer them as they come. Let's get this last song break in, Young Judah.
Before I had a chain on me, before Massa put his name on me, I was living the life free as an owl at night. And then I was chained, taken to a land I never knew. That's where I met this caramel coke bottle frame. We would sit and reminisce by living in bliss. Keeping the law nowadays, all we do is this: picking cotton and getting our backs beat. When we fed up, we run like a track meet. Then they cut off our feet. And after a long day, she tell me it'll be okay. Just keep the faith, lay your head on my pillow until Massa tell all the slaves come out and play. And right now, let's pray, protect us from their evil doings, because it's not our body, it's our soul they pursuing. At that moment, I saw just who you are. Everybody saw you as a slave, but I saw you as a star. She was heaven sent from above like this. Calm me down with a kiss and hug like this. Cheer me up when she cut a rug like this. Stand behind me whenever Massa trip. Following my lead, she ain't worried about the whip. If she out of line, she'll fall back quick. If I flip, she gon' ride, we gon' both get hitched. Straight shooter, she ain't worried about a miss. Ain't no competition, she ain't coming off the bench. Always covered up, she ain't showing off an inch. Stay glued to me so they know who she with. Proposed down on one knee bent. She didn't hesitate, she replied, yes, quit. At that moment, I saw just who you are. Everybody saw you as a slave, but I saw you as a star.
like rhythm and meter got up off the page and decided to move and glide with spirit. You ever see a black man walking the room Mars cold style like keep tap dancing? I'm here. In those steps are messages and you have to listen carefully. They trying to kill me. Stop searching, frisk me. There are prayers in a black man's walk. Don't let them shoot me down where I'm standing. Don't let the white chalk lines find me. Don't let me die in the streets like an animal. I'm a man, I swear I'm a man. When a black man walks, a whole generation lives to see another day, another sunrise, another mouth to feed, another seed, another sacrifice saved, another poem, another hungry burning cross, another mother breathing in her son's ear. Move easy, move quiet.
Boy, hey, if I'm ever in a movie, that's gonna be my theme song.
Good.
With a big old afro.
Right. Gotta have the platforms. Gotta have the platforms.
Gotta have the platforms. Man, that whole EP is just a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, man.
It is. I tell you what, man, that outro. Who is that? What's her name? What's her name? That you got on the outro of that song? Is that sister? What's her name? I think you was talking about it not long ago. I can't think of her name.
I don't think is that Angela Davis?
No, I can't think of that sister name right now, man.
I think it's Sister somebody.
Sister Shahrazad Ali. Is that it? Is that?
I heard.
Okay.
This lady, she's an Israelite. I can't think of her name right now. I found the clip on YouTube.
Wow.
I remember, but I can't remember her name. She got Israel at the end of her name, but I can't remember her first name. I had a feeling.
So yeah, she all the way somebody different, man.
That's a powerful song, powerful message.
I was bringing her up though is because I have been noticing that's being poured world and then our sisters in. And when you look at it, you would think that I think
we're losing out.
Standing up against that and asking for. Are we there?
Yeah, there you go. I think you was chopping for a few seconds. We were losing you in and out.
Okay.
You might. Yeah, I think we lost him.
End of the show too.
We made it to the end, and here we go.
You know, Devil got to poke his head back in.
I was telling you, boy. He heard me talking earlier. He said, "All right, I'm gonna poke my head back in there."
Yeah.
Man,
I think
we are show too. Yeah. Are we good?
Okay.
Everybody going in.
Yeah, they messing with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Messing with us. You coming in and out. You was there for a few seconds, then you go back out.
Well, go ahead and question segment. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and run the question segment. I'm gonna try to go out, come back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we looks like we do have a few questions for Jaamel from the audience. Let's see, Young Judy, you want to run them questions, brother? See what we got for Jaamel. All right. Looks like McCall about y'all. Jaamel, music is always fire. Any upcoming projects we can look forward to? Good question.
Good question. Yeah. I'm in production mode right now.
Okay.
So I'm working on the next album. It's not gonna be like Born Royal. Born Royal is a project I put out. It was just like an appetizer, something to hold everybody over until the actual album that's gonna be out on all streaming platforms. So
Gotcha. So
yeah, y'all the first platform that I'm breaking this to.
What? Boy,
Look,
y'all heard it.
So,
Y'all heard it right here on Truth Be Told Flex podcast. Y'all heard it first. We got a new project. He's working on a new project. So I'm looking forward to it. So like you said, Born Royal was like an appetizer.
Yeah.
For the main entree. That's what I'm talking about.
So
you heard it.
Called Righteous Rap Tunes.
Righteous Rap Tunes. You heard it here first, y'all. Righteous Rap Tunes. So y'all look forward. Keep your ears on the streets, because I can't wait to hear that. So all praises for that. We got another project coming. I don't know if Big Ock got back in yet. You there, Ock? Okay, maybe not. All right, we do got another question. Q Battles. Quarte says, what is the most challenging project you have worked on? Good question.
Most challenging project. I would say most challenging would be my first Truth music project, the Ya Life EP. That was the first one I did in 2019. And it was the most challenging because I was at a point to where I thought music was over, because I came into the Truth in 2017. So I was like, I can't do the music no more, right? Because I was a secular artist. So I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I guess I'm just done with music. So I jumped on YouTube and I started doing my little podcast thing, but they banned me from YouTube. So I was like, man, I gotta have some type of outlet to, try to get this truth out. So I was talking to my wife. I was like, I think I'm gonna make music again, and I think I'm gonna try to do it in a righteous way. And at that point, I didn't know that the truth music genre existed. So my dumb self, I'm like, man, I'm about to create something new. Ain't nobody heard this before. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do this. I do this righteous way. So, and trying to make a balance between the music that I was making for the streets and trying to combine it with righteousness and have it to where it's still riding and jamming. That was the biggest challenge for me.
I can imagine.
Like, man, I don't know how people gonna take this. I don't think that I'm still out here making street music or what. But that was the biggest challenge, trying to get it to gel together.
Right. Yeah, I could imagine trying to get that righteous balance, with the street and the truth, trying to, like you said before, the lifestyle that you're coming out of, you're making that testimony, but still keeping it, edifying the Most High, but still keeping it urban to where people can relate to it. Yeah, that's, of course, I can most definitely attest to that, because I felt the same way with my first Truth album as well. New Moon was kind of that same thing. I was like, I don't, yes, I'm a praise and worship the Most High, but how do I keep it urban but still keep it righteous? Like, one of the most challenging things. All praise for that. Good question, great answer, even better answer. You back with us, Big Ock? Sure. Oh no, he must be still. He froze again, so we're gonna go to another question. All right, Shaka Boom. She says, do you find it easy balancing work, being a father, husband, and artist?
Sometimes. It depends. It depends.
Right.
It depends on what time period I'm in.
Season.
Yeah, it depends on what season I'm in. Depends on what I'm going through. But I always make it through at the end. Just keeping the Most High first. Like that's the biggest part that I had to learn coming into this truth is like I had to learn that I couldn't do it by myself. And I also had to learn that, okay, my wife is here for me to lean on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like at first I'm like, all right, I'm a man. Like I need to be a man. And I think the only way to be a man is I gotta be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do it by myself. Take it all on. Right.
Yeah, but it's like, nah, you gotta learn you gotta give that stuff to the Most High, man. You gotta give the troubles and the worries to the Most High. I got my wife there to lean on when I need her. And I got my kids I could look at for inspiration. So that's what make it easy. But it's always stuff that I'm going through or somebody else is going through. But
right.
keeping the Most High first, that's what makes it easy.
Wow, awesome, great answer. Yeah, man, because like you said, different seasons bring on different trials and tribulations, and the enemy, that spiritual warfare, he's always messing with the ones that are climbing that ladder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, most definitely that balance and that it does sometimes be easy, but then like you said, it can be challenging as well. So all praises for that. You back with us up? Nope. Okay, he going again. All right, let's go to the next question. All right. Jaamel says, when creating your music, do you deal with production or the acts? I think she means actual lyrics first. Which would you go produce or write? How do you balance that?
It's always production for me.
Production first.
Because I'm a producer first anyway.
Right. Gotcha.
Right. I started making music by just beating on a basketball when I was a kid.
Wow.
So it's always production first, and then I get inspired by what I create as a producer. So normally my process is I go into my studio, I sit down. Normally I already got a beat in my head that I want to get out. Right. So I go in there and I just recreate what I'm hearing in my head. So like I could play any type of melody, like whatever. If I hear it in my head, or if I hear somebody humming something, I can sit down and recreate it. So I sit down and create. If lyrics come to me, I know that the beat is for me. If lyrics don't come to me, I know, all right, I can get this to somebody else.
Gotcha.
But,
Wow.
That's my process. It always starts with production.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's another great answer, man. Yeah, that's what, moves me about working with you. You're very seasoned. You're very seasoned psalmist, very seasoned artist, very seasoned producer, arranger. Because a lot of times folks get into this thing with the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they may not last long. But coming out of secular movie, the music we both did, and 2017 is when I woke up as well. It'd be April of 2017. So it was just a crazy transition.
Yeah.
So writing your hooks first, and see, I can't rap or produce this. I'm just straight singing vocalist.
Right.
So with me, that writer's block sometimes kind of creeps its ugly head, and I be kind of stuck because I don't pluck keys or get any inspiration for that. So yeah, man, that's awesome that your process is like that. That is absolutely outstanding. Let's go to another question. Let's see. Mahalik Yahoo, she says, where do you find your inspiration from? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Life. So my music is all about what I go through on a daily basis. Don't matter what song you listen to, you pick any song off any of my albums, it always pertains back to my life. That's where the inspiration comes from. And it's just all praises to the Most High for it. Because the Most High puts me through various situations, various trials, various tribulations, various blessings, right? And it all just comes out as a reflection in my music. So it's all about life.
Wow. Yep. We overcome by testimony. That's what the word says. And our testimonials, like you were saying earlier, when we go through things, different seasons in our life, somebody else is most definitely going through that as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when they hear the music and they hear that testimony, there you go. You back now. When they hear that testimony, they can relate. So yes, your music most definitely we can relate to, and we know that the Most High is head of your life. So all praises for that, man. We truly appreciate the beacon of light you are, and the vessel that you allow the Most High to use you as, man. Truly inspirational, man. And like I said, working with you, the circle is small. It's crazy how even with Oxify, he's not with us tonight, but everybody, the two brothers that's on this show tonight, Sheer and Jaamel, I talk to almost every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to have that nucleus of like-minded brotherhood, man. That's what brotherhood is about. There's not a Shabbat that me, and Jaamel don't text. And we just don't Shabbat Shalom. It's how your family doing? How you doing? How's the music going? How's everything going? We share laughs. We talk the Temptations and Snoop Dogg. That's what brotherhood is about. And even like Hundo, like guys, there's not a Shabbat that goes by or a week that goes by that I don't hear, and that permeates through your music. So you're most definitely an inspiration to me and my family. We appreciate you, bro. And I think we got Big Art back. Did we get him back? Was he? I don't know.
Somebody
still froze over there.
Yeah, he still froze. So yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he keep popping in and out.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
There you go. Yeah, we made it through the show. I don't want to sign off before I don't want to. Young Judah. All right. Well, Jaamel, we appreciate you having coming to the show, man. Anything you want to say before you get out of here? Any shouts? And how can we reach you on social media?
Social media, you can reach me on Instagram. My handle is @Trunk_Rattler.
Okay. And
Facebook, I got 2 pages on Facebook, the music page and then my regular page, Ja on Facebook. The music page is at Jaamel the Trunkrattler. That's my social media. You can reach me like that. Anything else, man, just shout out to all the children of Israel, man. Shout out to y'all for allowing me to come on to the show. Truly a blessing, man. All praises to the Most High for this moment. And everybody that's been in the chat, rocking with us doing this show, asking questions, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that's rocking with the music as well. It's just a blessing to be here, a blessing to be able to do it. I remember telling you not too long ago, it's like, man, I never thought that I would be in a situation making truth music, man.
Right, man. All praises.
Yeah, so all
something else how the Most High work. All praises. Was once again, great show. Thankful to the greatest audience in the world, the greatest family in the world. Thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. We'll try to get Big Art back on here in a second. Host Yeshub Judah, co-host Ayob and Yahoo. And big shouts to Jaamel the Trunkrattler for spending time with us and kicking it with us tonight on the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. We'll be back next week. Catch us again. We love y'all. Salute. Young Judah, take us out.
I'm out of there, man. It ain't working.
Let's go. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I got a lack of support, I hope you hear it while you out eating and shopping, spinning and copping. On this holy day, I hope you pay attention. Not to mention that I tried to teach you several times, but you declined. The truth hurts and you never been one for the pain. Water heals, but you never been one for the rain. So much for holy water or baptism. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. Now our relationship is withered, all screwed like Phillips, holding together the fact that I came in the truth and left you back where the heathen at, but I still love you because I came from you. A son must leave and cleave to his wife, that's what I'm doing. Indeed, that thief in the night is coming and proving that the law is still in place. You sleep, but I hope you wake. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I'm more like Maccabees than Dr. King. Ain't about that integration. BG separate is segregation with no hesitation. And I'm for the nation. For your curiosity, I am not in a cult. For your curiosity, I can do what I want. For your curiosity, you can live how you want. For your curiosity, I just hope that you don't. I'm all in the spirit, I hope you feel it. I know that you were taught different. That's why your thoughts different. But you must walk different. It's 10 a.m. on the Sabbath, I'm just venting.